30 seconds, you owe me $5.
I don't have $5.
Take it from the register.
Snooch to the new.
Jane, get the fuck off me! Shit!
What up, cock smokers? Papa Croc is back with another review. This time, I'm reviewing Clerks, the animated series. If you want to know my thoughts on the original Clerks movie, I fucking love it. That movie is deadass a work of art and truly a landmark in the indie film scene. As for Clerks 2, it's a stoner comedy, and I ain't mad at it. In fact, I fucking love it. In fact, I even go as far as to say that I like it more than the first one, even though it has some questionable scenes to say the least. And Clerks 3 doesn't fucking exist. But back on topic. This show was released in 2000 on ABC. Only 6 episodes were produced. However, only 2 episodes aired. But more on that a little later. Let's talk about the show itself. Starting with the characters. The show follows 4 characters. Dante Hicks, a clerk from Quick Stop. Randall Graves, a clerk from RST Video, or in this show's case, also a Quick Stop clerk. Jay and Silent Bob, 2 dealers who like to hang out in front of the stores. I wish there was more to say, but that's as much detail as there is for them. I mean, Dante and Randall are basically the dysfunctional best friend duo, one being the straight man while the other is goofy as hell. Only difference that in the first Clerks movie, they felt like real people. Outside of the 4, there's the main antagonist, Leonardo, and he's the worst character. He's a generic rich villain, that's it. He tries to get Dante and Randall out of business in one episode, but after his quicker stop plan fails, he tries to make him work for him. Alec Baldwin's performance is pretty good, but that's all he has going for it. He's kind of boring and very over the top. Like, unappealingly over the top. I don't give a fuck that ain't a word. So what's the story of Clerks animated? Well, I don't know. Dante and Randall work, Jay and Silent Bob sells fireworks to motherfuckers, and they get into random shenanigans. Each episode is basically a series of random events. Like, one episode, motherfuckers be trapped in the freezer. Another episode, they're in fucking court. Okay. The best way to describe the show is, well, imagine if Clerks was a cartoon in the early 2000s. It has the traits, from its goofy tone to the art style to the comedy. This screams Disney cartoon from the early 2000s. And yes, this is Disney's attempt to make an adult cartoon, which I use that term lightly because the show is kinda tame. More on that a little later. Even though the writing is just a mishmash of shit, it's still somehow entertaining. The scenarios are engaging enough and the show is funny enough for me to keep watching. Plus, this show can get pretty fucking hilarious. I love how at the end of every episode, there will be a running gag where Charles fucking Barkley comes out of nowhere and Jay and Silent Bob disrespects him.
We do the Science Says segments. Got it.
Serves him right. Fuck you, Charles Barkley. You fuck LeBron in the asshole. That's my job. You could tell this is a show that relies heavily on the writing for its humor. I mean, it is a comedy show after all. And it works. There's this crazy ass scene at the end of an episode where the show becomes a fucking anime parody because they didn't have the budget to finish animating the episode regularly. That's fucking hilarious. Might as well talk about the animation. One thing to note here is that the characters were designed by Steven Silver, who later on designed characters for Kim Possible and Danny Phantom. With that said, this is one of those shows where the animation is a thing for its time. And I don't necessarily mean that in a bad way, I'm just saying that the animation is definitely rough around the edges. Like, some characters have normal eyes, some got button eyes, and some got curling eyes. Which wouldn't be too bad if it wasn't for the fact that the main characters all have these features. Also, the expressions where motherfuckers' eyes get bigger looks rough. The lines don't have to be that damn thick and it just makes them look like Chef Boy Bones. Despite that, I do admire the thick outline art style and simple backgrounds. And there is some charm in the stiff movements. It's forgiving because the humor of this show is more reliant on the writing than the animation. Also, this is the first time we see Dante and Randall in color. Mind you, this was years before Clerks 2. Hell, this was a full year before Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. It makes sense. The series can't be in black and white forever. Though I do find it hilarious how in the last episode, the in-show fanboys complain about the show being in color. Despite me praising the humor, this is probably the most neutral I've ever been in a review since my Mind Over Mutant review. However, there is one flaw with this show. One big one. This show is too damn tame for the kind of show that it wants to be. For For those who don't know, the original Clerks is rated R. There's literally a scene where Dante was yelling at his girl because she sucked 37 dicks.
Wait, what is that anyway? Something like 36. Does that include me?
37.
I'm 37?
Going to class.
Oh my god. 37. My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks.
In a row?
And realistically speaking, this show barely qualifies as a cartoon with a TV-14 rating. What's so R-rated about this? Oh, they use a term for cigarette in a malicious way? Family Guy did the same damn joke, but that show's not rated TV MA. And the reason why the show is like this is because of the massive censorship that hinders the show. Since this is a show that aired on ABC, it became nearly impossible for ABC to keep the show airing. The show had to be toned the fuck down compared to the original movie. Why do you think Jay and Silent Bob sell fireworks instead of weed? On top of that, there's a list of shit the show had to go through during its run, such as low ratings, the aforementioned censorship, the show not fitting with other shows that aired on the channel at the time, and probably the dumbest shit ever. ABC aired the 2 episodes out of order. Yeah, the first episode isn't even the first episode. Make that make sense. The only way you see the other 4 episodes is either by getting the series on DVD or wait 2 years later when Comedy Central aired them. Bro, how do you fuck up a show's broadcasting this badly? But Bishin, what does this have to do with the review? Well, there's an elephant in the room for this show. The last thing I want to talk about is the voice acting. One thing to know is that the actors of the 4 reprised their roles in the cartoon. Jeff Anderson already got a cartoony white boy voice, so he good. Same can be said with Jason Mewes. Mewes, how you say his name. I'm not editing this part out. And low-key, I'm kinda shocked that Kevin Smith's voice translates decently in the cartoon. Not great, but Silent Bob doesn't speak much, hence the name. But I will say this, Brian O'Halloran can't voice act for shit. Since Dante is the most realistic character of the 4, hearing his calm and grounded voice in the cartoon is so fucking off-putting. He sounds so soulless compared to everyone else.
Boy, it wasn't until years later that we found out what fag really meant. Right, mate?
You're a fag.
No, a fag's a cigarette, remember?
You're a cigarette.
Before I wrap up this video, y'all probably want to know my favorite episode. It's the 2nd episode. To me, it got some of the funniest jokes in the series. And the fact that it did a clip show of events that never happened in the previous episode is fucking stupid, and I love it. Overall, the key word to describe Clerks animated is okay. The characters are okay, the writing is okay, the animation is okay, the voice acting is okay. It's just, well, okay. The humor is really good, albeit the show is super tame considering the source material. My recommendation, if you want to get into the Clerks series, this is a decent start. You get a little taste, and if you like it, then watch Clerks 1 and 2. But not 3 though, fuck that. It may not be a great show, but considering it's a niche 6-episode cartoon of an indie film, I'll take it for what it is.